Yo, we're live,
What up?
and the topic today is: did Bone stay loyal too long? Did
Two.
Bone choose easy over good business practices? You know what I mean?
Good question.
So
Good question.
I'm gonna say Bone. I think they did. I do understand because we heard in Behind the Harmony, Lazy Bone basically says in so many words, Eazy-E got us here. So at some point they went to re-up on a deal and they did it because of Easy. Because basically without them re-upping the deal, essentially Eric Wright's family ain't eating off of Bone Thugs no more. So with that being said, I definitely can understand because loyalty is like number one on my list of priorities. Rick, what
Right.
up? What do you think, Grim?
Um, man, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I was thinking about it earlier, and I came up with this, man. And I must say, I actually think it's ludicrous because I don't think you could ever be too loyal to the person that puts you on, you know, and bust you out of the trenches. I think them guys, man, them guys owe a lot to Easy E. You know what I'm saying? Just in terms of just giving them, like we talked about, a real shot, and listening to them on the phone, and saying just not playing them to the left, man, because they got played to the left by a few rappers, man, out there in Cali. They pretty much went out there to Cali for nothing. We already established that. They could have actually stayed in Cleveland and got the same results, had
Right?
they not went to Cali, but they went to Cali anyways. But no, I don't think that they were too loyal to Easy E. I think that and I think that if they had a chance to do it over, they probably would do the same thing.
Rick says no, they wasn't too loyal because if you look at it, nobody else really know what to do with Bone. Think about, I guess, think about it. Um, I agree to a certain extent. I agree with the initial deal. Once we get the initial deal and find out we get screwed, me personally, I at that point, that's what you get, right? You got the initial where you basically screwed us over. I mean, anybody that knows me know at a certain point I'm not gonna play with you, And once I find out you're fucking me over, that you burnt the bridge right there, dog. And I don't give a fuck what you did for me, bro. And I don't really like that. Once you burn the bridge with me, it's kind of once I hit that final point, and it takes me a while to get to that final point. And it don't matter what you did, because hey, if I'm in that group, you're lucky I don't come out with a diss track. So that's gonna be the saving grace. But I would never re up. I would never re up again, and that's just me.
No, I feel you. I feel you,
SG,
man.
shout out to SG with the $5 super chat, man. Coming through with the schnuckets once again, Mr. Dollar Bill, y'all. SG,
Shout out,
hey,
shout out.
hit the email, man. The email, what is it? KY Boys, is this Mike on podcast at Yahoo? Uh, drop
Yeah,
the
tell them
addy
to
in the
pull
shirt
up.
size. Drop the addy in the shirt size and pull up, homie. Straight up, shout out, bro. Shout out.
Yeah,
Hey, SG always come through Cleveland in the house, bro. Straight up.
you know,
You know what I
push
mean?
rhymes like wait, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Mr. Cleveland himself, dog. But yeah, man. To me personally, I wouldn't have re up, bro. I mean, like I said, loyalty's on the high of is very high, but at the same time, we got to have a relationship of honesty too. You know what I'm saying? A
Right. Well,
relationship
what
of
does that have
honesty
to do with Easy E?
because they said they got screwed in their deal. What you mean? What it got to do with Easy? Got everything to
I
do with
know
Easy.
they got screwed in their deal because they mismanaged their money.
No. They wasn't making all the schnuckers they was supposed to get, bro. Don't no, we not gonna play that. We not gonna do that. Yeah,
Right.
the others they mismanaged their money, but we not gonna act like they got the average 360 deal. I mean, you know what I'm
Ain't that
saying?
what they said though? I feel like they got a cool deal. Didn't we say
I
that
mean,
already?
but you just saying like that's what you feel. A 360 deal is still a 360 deal. It's not I mean, you'll take it because
Right.
where you are
Listen,
in your life.
in
Listen, you'll
'94,
take
a 360 deal was love.
No, no, 360 deal was not love. Of
They
course, you're
got
taking
love.
it. Yeah, they did because they became the superstars they was. Let's not get it
No,
twisted. Bones,
they got more than Pac and Biggie.
nigga, but nigga, and they, in essence, when they was alive, they sold more than Pac and Biggie. You can't. That's what I'm saying. You can't say
Right. And
them.
that's what I'm
Them,
saying.
them two had to die to sell the records they sold. Bone lived. Like that's what I'm saying. You can't say that. Bone sees money because Bone's supposed to be damn near billionaires right now, bro. The records they sold while they're living, you selling 30, 40 million records while you're living, and you're only like a 4 or 5 man group, bro. You're supposed to be paid, bro. I'm not saying they're not paid, but they supposed to have hella money, bro. Like you, that's what I said. People sleeping on Bone like Bone ain't. But people sleeping on Bone like Bone ain't. They ain't sold them records like that, bro. Like if you look at Wu Tang's record sales and Bone's record sales, they both sold, but Wu Tang got to break that amongst how many members versus
Yeah.
Bone. You see what I'm saying? And we already looked at 3 6 Mafia, the whole Hypnotized Minds as a collective. Every album Hypnotized Minds ever sold only comes up to 5.5 million worldwide. Bone is 30 to 40 million. Bro, like, do not get it twisted. And I'm not knocking Eazy-E because, yeah, you discovered him, shout out. But there is a thing of being as too loyal. You can ask Jim Jones, right? That's why Jim Jones out there looking stupid.
Gunplay.
Too loyal to Cam, and now you looking stupid.
Gunplay.
SG is right. Loyalty is a two-way street. Yes, it is. Yeah. You can only be loyal to somebody that has loyalty somewhere around the same. You know what I'm saying? If your loyalty priority is up here and somebody's loyalty is not matching, somebody's gonna get the short end of the stick, bro. Jay, so the question is, was Bone too loyal to Eazy-E or was Bone too loyal to Ruthless?
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, okay. Well, if you ask Google, they say yeah. So I'm gonna go with Google. They say yeah. It's just too loyalty. But like I said, it's just because that's who they looked up to. Somebody they admire.
No facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Bizzy Bone even said he asked Eazy-E not to rip him off. So that's why I'm not surprised that they got their money.
Right. No, but they got their money because Layzie Bone doubled back around with a few hundreds or millions of dollars and made that deal with Tamika. Tamika just wasn't a good. She wasn't good for Ruthless. I'm telling you right now, he would have asked Eazy. I don't think Eazy's making that deal, bro. That was the smartest move by Layzie. I wonder how much money was it he doubled back around and bought his rights 30 years later. And that's another question.
He wouldn't have made that deal.
Hell no,
Eazy was definitely about his money.
Eazy would not have made that deal, y'all. Eazy-E would have did just like Irv Gotti. Irv Gotti, he did not have the rights to Murder Inc. no more or the artists on Murder Inc. But he was never going to give Ja them rights back. Eazy-E would not have done that. Like,
damn shame.
That's a whole nother question we're gonna ask on the show. Hold on. Rick says, bro, shout out to y'all, man. So many watch the review, and I got a few DM and the ball rolling on some other stuff, and it rolled over to Casino's Corner. So thanks. Nah, shout out to you, bro. Like I said, anybody got any music? Hey, tap in, bro. Tap in, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what this platform's for, bro. Listen, we used to be them dudes, man. There was nowhere to go, nowhere to turn. You know, we know, bro. You know what I'm saying? Mac Mill said Bone were kids with no manager. It doesn't matter. No, that's facts. That's facts. That's I'm not. True. So we're not talking about the initial deal. We talking about when they re-up. Low Key says, nah, they weren't too loyal. People may just say that now in hindsight. That's facts. Eternal went diamond. Facts. Like Bone,
Eternal went diamond.
It went diamond. Yeah, that was a classic.
I believe it.
Mac Mill says Bone got it. Whatever, how it came, they were hungry as kids. Nah, facts. I would have signed the same deal in the beginning.
Yeah, I definitely would too.
Rick says, I get what Keith is saying, but no artists get what they supposed to get. That's facts. Like I said, the first initial deal, I'm signing off the cuff. Y'all don't really know how many contracts we sign without no lawyers. I ain't gonna lie. People might still own us. You know what I'm saying? Mac Mill says they looked for Eazy-E. Eazy didn't look for them. What loyalty? That's factual. That right there is factual.
True.
That's why you people usually get the 360 deal. That right there is so factual right there. But my thing is, once you do the 360 deal, once I get the initial deal where I get messed over, when I re-up, I probably ain't gonna re-up with you. I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying? Because like Lazy said in that interview, we could have shopped anywhere. We didn't have to go back to Bone. He said we went back to Bone because I did it for Eazy. See, that part of loyalty is, once I find out I got screwed over, I'm going back to get what's mine. So if I go back to get what's mine, it's because, man, I'm getting the deal we gonna get is gonna be
dead too.
Yeah, and he's gone too. So I know me.
I'm out of here.
Once I get that little streak in me where I'm like, man, fuck you. It really do be like,
if Bone was from New York, they would be billionaires. You think so?
Hell yeah. That's what I'm saying. People don't understand. They did it from Cleveland, y'all. They did it from Cleveland. They not even from the big 3 or 4.
What's the big 3 or
4? New York, Cali, Atlanta, Chicago. No, Texas. I'm not Chicago, Texas, my bad. Because people don't realize in Texas, niggas in Texas do not have to sell nowhere else but the state of Texas, and them dudes just pay. True. You ain't have to hear about none of those kids in Texas, because them guys in Texas getting their own money. Shout out to Texas, bro.
Yeah.
Rick says, yeah, she messed up Ruthless for sure. She sure did. Rick says Bone didn't trust nobody. That's why they re-upped. Bone was not industry dudes. No, facts. Mm. But that's why as us as brothers and minorities, man, we have to educate ourselves, bro. You have to educate yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. But like they said, they was young, man. Them cats wanted the deal.
No, facts.
They wanted the deal. They was hungry. They ain't give a what they signed.
Hold up. We got a guest. Big dog in the building. Hold on, vet. I'm gonna get to you. Cecil from Beyond the Harmony. What's happening, bro?
What's going on?
What's up?
Oh, wow.
Yo.
Can you hear us?
Yes,
I think I can hear y'all. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. Yeah. What's happening, bro?
Hell yeah. Hold on, boys. I'm just trying to get myself. I'm in the whip and I'm trying to get all set up. But I saw y'all went live, and this is always a topic that I love to talk about. I apologize. I missed the beginning. I work out of 14 dispensaries now, so I'm very busy during the day. So I apologize that I missed the beginning of the show.
Congratulations.
But
we appreciate it, bro.
It looks like the topic. By the way, because it's my first time on, I just want to say that, you know, I absolutely love what the fuck y'all are doing. And you know, when y'all first started, I had people sending me the link, like, oh, you see this, like this. People were already trying to plot me against y'all, right? And I've said for 8 years that there's so much room in the space and so much shit to talk about that, like, I hope other platforms kick off. And I've seen platforms come and platforms go. But I love what y'all are doing. I'm excited that, you know, at some point we'll be able to do some stuff together. And, you know, I really look forward to that. So with that being said, it seems like the topic is, was Bone too loyal to Ruthless?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And I always see people, and I think I even caught it, and I'm not trying to target anybody, because this is a common thing, but I think I just saw somebody say, like, yo, Tamika fucked up the whole thing, right? And that's always the standpoint is, oh, fucking evil Tamika, right? You know, fucking she takes over Ruthless and ruined fucking Ruthless and did Bone dirty and did all this shit. But let's talk about the facts, right? Because those are all people's feelings and perceptions. Let's talk about the facts. The facts are Bone never signed a different record deal with Ruthless Records than the one they signed under Eazy-E. That's a fact. Okay. The deal that Bone was in, the deal that Bone was in, that the fans think is so bad, they signed that shit with Eric, not with Tamika. Okay. Now the argument could be made that, hey, you know, they signed that deal when they was nobody, so of course the deal wasn't good. Once they became somebody's, Tamika should have maybe renegotiated. Okay, fine, we could argue that, but the fact of the matter is, the terrible, shitty record deal that they were in, they signed with Eazy-E, not with Tamika. All Tamika did was hold up the record deal that they'd already signed. So that's the first fact. The second fact is, you saw what happened when a member of Bone went somewhere else, meaning Flesh and Bone went to Def Jam, okay? And Def Jam didn't get behind Flesh and Bone the way Ruthless was behind fucking Bone Thugs and Harmony. The money and the resources that were put behind Bone Thugs and Harmony at Ruthless, it's very doubtful that another record label was going to do that at that time. They literally, when Tamika took over, and it's unfortunate for the other people in Ruthless, but when Tamika took over, other artists got cut the fuck off. So instead of 60% of the budget going towards Bone or whatever, 100% of the entire Ruthless Records budget went behind Bone to make them superstars. I don't know if Def Jam or anybody else was going to do that for Bone Thugs and Harmony, right? So I'm always in the standpoint, and people also say Tamika didn't know what the fuck she's doing. This is people that don't know. Tamika came over from Motown. Tamika was successful at fucking Motown, and she brought over staff like Donald Cunningham and Julio. Those guys all came over from Motown when she acquired it. You know, the shitty part is we did lose the Ruthless Records artists, a lot of their staff, the people connected to Jerry. But she wasn't just some nobody slut that Eazy was fucking that took over a record label and knew nothing. She was very successful at Motown. So these are all like just misconceptions and misthoughts from fans that, number one, Tamika did them dirty. She didn't. Eazy signed him into a bad deal. Number two, Tamika didn't know what the fuck she was doing. Not facts. Number three, Tamika fucked it up. Tamika put more money behind Bone than Eazy was putting behind Bone. That's a fact, right? So were they too loyal to Ruthless? I mean, I don't think so. I think that they were getting the most. I think in their minds at the time, like, it's easy to go, hey, if we jump over here, maybe we'll get something more. But if you look at the traction post Ruthless, and as Bone fans, what do we always consider like the golden era of Bone? It's all their Ruthless shit. That's it, man. Like, those are the best of the best of the best right there. So it's like there were definitely situations. Oh, sorry guys, my other phone's going off. There were definitely situations where, like, do I think Lazy for El Berna for his solo? Maybe he should have gone to Relativity, because he's the only one that didn't do his solo with another company. His was strictly Ruthless. Lazy probably should have fucked around and seen what Relativity could have done and everything. That might have been a situation where we were a little too loyal. And he had loyalty to Eazy. And I mean, let's face it, he had loyalty to Tamika as well. But like, when we say, were they too loyal? If they would have left, let's say in the perfect world, Art of War comes out and their contract's done and they can leave. The better question is, if they would have left in 1998, in some alternate universe, they could leave after the Art of War, what label would they have gone to? And what label would have done for Bone Thugs and Harmony in 1998 what Tamika and Ruthless Records were? And that's the real answer to, were they too loyal?
Right. Hold up, Cecil. Let me just say this. Low key.
That's a very good question.
Low key in the chat. Low key says everybody quiet, taking in the lesson. Facts. You know what I'm saying? You know, like that. Everybody dead ass quiet for real.
That's it, bro. That's it. You know, and it's like we as fans and we're supposed to do this. We want to you know, protect the guys and want to protect the brand and say, you know, this and that. And I'm not saying Tamika was perfect or Ruthless was perfect or whatever, but it's like, where the fuck were they going that you were going to get? Did you know, look at the Art of War tour and the money that went into that. That was a fucking, they had 8 tour buses. You know, they were they had a whole bus just to carry a fucking skull smoking a blunt. Like, you know, it's like they were superstars, yes, but we're acting like Bone were the only superstars that existed between 95 and 99. And that's just not facts. So it's like, if they would have gone to another label, all of a sudden they were not the only label's interest, and they're sharing their interest with a Method Man, with a fucking Wu-Tang, with a Jay-Z, with a Big Pun, with a whoever's big at that time. And now you're not going to tell somebody that was huge in 99 that, you know, sorry, we're cutting your budget in half because we just acquired Bone Thugs and Harmony. Like, this is the only place where that much money was going into Bone Thugs and Harmony. So too loyal. I don't know. For me, what I've always said was these dudes should have, instead of saying, we got to get the fuck out of here, fuck Tamika. And I don't know the background, right? Maybe it was awful in the background. But from the outside perspective, I've always thought, man, what they should have done was said, hey, we gave you X amount of albums. You've made X amount of millions. We signed into a bad deal. That's our, you know, that was our fucking fault. Now let's renegotiate and keep this Bone Thug shit going.
Right. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
You know, but they didn't. And you'll notice that we didn't get another commercially successful album until when? Until Strength and Loyalty, when they fucking signed with Swiss Beats and they signed with Interscope, and there's big budget money behind them. And it would be wild to say that that album had as much money or time or staffing behind it than anything at Ruthless. Ruthless Records was basically Bone Thugs and Harmony Records when Tamika took over. So
yes.
So that's just what I think, guys. I just wanted to give a perspective. I don't want to soapbox your show. I just wanted to come on and give my perspective.
That's a good analogy. Where were they with it?
That was a good perspective,
Where
man.
they with
Yeah,
it?
you damn near
That was a
changed
deep
my
dive.
mind.
On that label.
Shit.
That was a deep
Hey,
dive.
man. You know, that's what I think. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna let y'all do your thing. I just wanted to come on and let you know how I feel about this. I'm very passionate about this topic. I think Tamika gets a bad hand. Again, we don't know the inner workings of, hey, did she really do some grimy shit? Well, Eric was dying to take it over. We don't know that. We probably never will. But we do know that she took it over. Oh, I'll leave you with this. The most successful thing that Bone Thugs and Harmony has ever done in their career wasn't under Eric Wright. It was under Tamika Wright. And that's a fact. And that's eternal. And that's the crossroads. And that was under Tamika. That wasn't under Eazy-E. So y'all ponder that. Wow. Y'all think about that. Let the chat talk about that.
I got one question for you, Cecil.
Yeah.
Okay. So you said, because you're doing another interview with Lazy Bone, correct? There will be another one.
Yeah. We're gonna set up a second one. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm actually calling Lazy when I wanted to jump on here because y'all were live, but I'm actually calling Lazy Bone almost immediately when I hang up with y'all.
Right. So, and I don't know if you know the answer to this question, or maybe you want to ask him this question, because I know, because this whole topic we started is because he said something about, he said Bone Thugs at one time could have went anywhere they wanted to go. It was their choice, but they chose to stay with Ruthless because of Eazy, right?
Uh-huh.
But at some point, Lazy goes to Tamika with a certain amount of money and says, hey, I want to buy my rights. I want to buy the rights to us. And they strike some deal to where 30 years from whenever, Bone gets the rights to their music, or Lazy gets the rights to their music. We don't know how much cash, but just the mind, like, you know what I'm saying? That takes a hell of a mind state, because I'm pretty sure he had to go there with some millions, or there had to been some points or something.
Yeah, but the publishing reverts in a window anyway, right? So it's like the publishing is going to revert if they do the groundwork regardless. And you're hearing a lot of people from our childhood talking about publishing reverting because all these guys got on when we were kids, and now it's been that 30-35 years. And so as long as they're doing the process, their publishing is going to revert over to them. That's why when you look at a situation like Lord Tariq and Peter Guns, they didn't make fucking shit off Uptown Baby. They took the risk of, hey, if we do this and we blow up, we'll make more on the next one. Well, as we know, they never did. There was never a record that big, right? So now they're in a situation where we'll finally revert. They can take over their masters, but you know, are they ever going to make that money? No. But so in that situation you're talking about, I don't really know what the inner workings of that would have been, because they would have been looking at those masters reverting in that like 35-year plan, regardless of the money.
Okay. Okay. Because we see them on what is it, Holding Court. He had said did something where he had made a deal with Tamika, and so that's where I got that information from. Where he said something about, because I know certain artists like Ja Rule and Ashanti, they will never ever get there because that wasn't in their deal. You know, that 30 years. It kind of like.
And let's be like clear, like the different things that we're talking about, right? There's your masters, there's, you know, your publishing rights. You'll notice, like, if you go on and you look up DMX, you'll find this album of DMX songs, and it's him re-recording all kinds of songs because he owned the ability to re-perform and reproduce those songs. The only thing he didn't own were the Def Jam masters to the originals. So now you got a bunch of B-grade versions of these songs that were made because he had the rights to do that. And as long as you went and listened to that version of Get At Me Dog, he got paid considerably more than the one that was on the Def Jam record. So there's different pieces of ownership when it comes down to a song, right down to the point that even if you own your song, if the producer still has his hat in the ring, then you may own your portion of the song, but you're still going to own that producer. Commonly it's 50%. So there's a lot of like moving pieces there. I'm assuming on Holding Court he didn't really get into the details, but that may be a good thing for part 2 for us to talk about. What I do know is if you look up a Bone Thugs album right now, they still say that they're being distributed by Ruthless Records.
Okay.
So regardless of what's said, if you go look them up, you know, those are all still under the Ruthless banner as of right now. But we're in that 35-year window literally as we speak. So who knows what's going to happen? Right.
That's dope. That's dope information you kicking, man. School is in session, bro. Yeah.
Hey, man, you know, so I love it. Hey, you guys got anything else for me before I go? I don't want to soapbox the show, bro. I got my own. I don't want to soapbox the show. I just want to come on and say a couple
things. We soaking it all in. Y'all got anything?
We picking up what you're putting down.
Nah, he summed it up.
I'm just
Yeah, that's it, Cecil, man. That's all we got, bro.
Cool.
Hey, man, we definitely appreciate it. Come by anytime.
Yeah.
Bro. So yeah, hey,
great show.
Yeah, yes sir. We appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate it.
That's interesting. They went that far with Tamika. So I wonder. So where's all the backlash come towards Tamika from? Then she did all that. That's crazy.
That's the fans. That's us.
That she used to catch when we was coming up was terrible.
Yeah, that's
us as
the fans, man. Speculating, you know what I'm saying? You know, the big bad label, man. That's just, you know, that's how we do, and you know, being, you know, guessing, assuming, you know what I'm saying? That's us.
And that's crazy. Eazy-E would even still jip him after Lazy Bone said he asked him not to. he still
Eazy does it. T-Town says C ain't lying though.
Eazy does it.
Hey, that was good. He chimed in. I ain't gonna lie. I'm floored by that, y'all.
I was very shocked.
I ain't gonna lie. I was shocked. Actually, damn near starstruck. Fuck what y'all talking about.
That's dope.
Vet says, I thought the same thing. The only one they signed was with the Eazy. I knew that. Yeah, I thought he said
that's
on.
crazy.
I thought he said
But-
on Beyond the Hip Hop. He said they re-upped. I gotta go check it out, man. As a matter of fact, to go check it out on Beyond the Harmony, you got to become a member. So I got to become a member because you can actually rewatch it as a member. You know what I'm saying? So you there, you can watch it free as long as you chime into Behind the Harmony. But to rewatch, become a member, and you can rewatch the interview, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm telling y'all, if y'all haven't seen that interview, go check that shit out. Like for me personally, like I didn't get to say everything I wanted to say to Cecil from Beyond the Harmony, bro, because that damn interview, I swear it felt like I was personally talking to his ass. I ain't gonna lie. I know I didn't, but it just felt like I did. You know what I'm saying? But Lazy Bone is my favorite Bone Thug and Harmony. Like I said, he's Leonardo. You know what I mean? Jay and Mike say I also sing.
He's Leonardo on one album, Columbus on another.
Hey, all we know is he's the leader. Bizzy just wants his masters. Laugh out loud. Yeah, shout out to Mac Mill, man.
He sound like Daz.
Jay and Mike says that I also think the lead single from the Art of War, Look Into My Eyes, was a poor choice for them, even though it was on the Batman soundtrack. I remember people not really liking it. I agree with you, bro. I agree with you. Grim, you said you like Look Into My Eyes, right?
I did.
Yeah. I thought the song was tight. I just thought that video was a poor video, man.
Yeah, song's tight. The video was crap. Yeah, I agree with you there. The video was definitely
Jay and Mike said should have been Thug Love. Yeah, they should have made a radio version, bro. Period, point blank. Take the gunshots out, do something. That's all B want. He not playing. Mac Mill agrees with T-Town. I'm with Bizzy. Give him his masters. Hit King, what's up, bro? Yo, we got the music. We got the music, bro. We got it. I listened to a little bit, but I gotta go to work and go listen to it, bro. Hey.
Yeah, I gotta listen to it some more. I checked out one song so far.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Yeah. Cecil is Loki says Cecil's a great interviewer. Facts. Facts.
Plus, he knows his stuff. He knows his stuff. A lot of y'all on here, man, know y'all Bone stuff, man. I'm really surprised. We should all chipped in and been Bone's manager. I bet you we could have took their career a lot further than what it went.
Mac Mill says, is this Mike on podcast? I used to live exactly next door to Lazy and Flesh Dad, Pops. We had great combos in Atlanta. I know so much. Damn, they daddy live in Atlanta?
Yeah, that's what's up.
I'm gonna run up on their dad. Hey, call your son. Call your son, man. We need to talk about this next album he dropping. I got some ideas for him. Jay and Mikey.
Ideas.
Yeah. Nah, shit. I got ideas for the whole damn group. I'm trying to tell you. Didn't mean to type that. I also sing. Haha. I was starting to type something else. Number door. I don't know what it means by that. Door. Yeah.
Yes, Bizzy was. I mean, look.
Hey King says, I think Bone was too loyal. Bizzy was right. For real. The only thing with Bizzy, you still got to show up for the band on certain occasions. None of the Bones are bigger than the brand. Now, facts. Man, Hit King, I don't know when you came in, Hit King, bro, but Cecil from Beyond the Harmony was actually pulled up, bro. I don't know when you came in, Hit King. I don't know if you missed him, but hey, he was over here dropping gems, bro. You know what I'm saying? He when he was dropping gems, Grimm's eyes was open. Now they closed again. You know what I'm saying? Look, rocking back and forth like a mummy, nigga. you know what I'm saying? That's what Rick said. He said, dude, Cecil said, 13 dispensaries. Grimm was like, huh? Dispensaries.
Yeah.
You got to
Lay
hook up on the
off the
weed.
peyote.
Yeah. Jay and Mikey.
My goodness.
I like looking to my eyes. I just think they were something with Bone. Well, okay, hang on. I just think they something with Thug Love with Tupac's popularity. Totally different perspective from maybe people that weren't huge Bone fans at the time. Oh, okay. He said lead with. Yeah. Hit King was good. Hey, Rick.
Okay,
Hit King got some heat too, bro. Yeah, Soldier Boy from Bone Thugs said some crazy ish. I think on Instagram.
I thought Soldier Boy was dead.
It be like that, bro. It be like that. You know what I'm saying?
What he
Like
say? What he say?
it don't matter what he said. All relationships ain't gonna go good. First
I
off,
wanna know what he said.
Soldier Boy would talk shit.
Yeah, but
I thought he was their favorite.
People, but just what I'm saying, people, just because we homies, just because we rap, just because you might be a better rapper, we not equal, bro. That's what people don't understand. We not equal.
I don't think Soldier Boy thought he was a better rapper than any of the Bone members.
Man, who just actually thinks they a bad rapper though? Like who raps and then says, I'm a bad rapper? You know what I'm saying?
People
like,
that want ghostwriters.
Yeah.
You know, so I just put it to you like this. Just because we homies, just because we rap, or just because you might be tight, it's really not up to you. It's up to the fans. It's up to the nation. It's up to the world to decide who they like. That's like everybody know Nelly ain't the best Saint Lunatic. He might be the third worst Saint Lunatic, but that's who the world chose.
Who's the second one?
I think Ali's better. I think
Ali.
I think Ali's better than Nelly. I think Murphy Lee's better than Nelly and Ali. Keywan, he just got to be a homeboy. He's a homeboy. He got to be a homeboy.
I can't even think of an Ali verse.
I can't. You know, Jay and Mikey says he's calling late. Whoa, nah, we ain't doing that. He's tweaking on that. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. We don't slander no man, especially if we ain't got no facts behind that. Mac Mill said Atlanta. Bizzy not showing up for videos and stuff. What did it do? What did it do for the contract? Sounds like nothing. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there was a little bit of, you know. And Mac Mill's talking about his daddy say he's cool as a fan. Keep you about to show up to Lazy Crib like Powder P did. Crazy facts, doc. At like 45 years old, bro. You know what I'm saying? At 45, yo. I just missed Cecil was leaving as I came in. Nah, facts, bro. Facts.
Yeah, he was.
Bro, dude was out here dropping knowledge, bro.
Tamika Wright gave them the best contract. That's crazy.
It's the same contract. It's just she was putting more money into Bone.
That's what I'm saying. A better contract. She's the reason why everybody was leaving the label. I thought it was because of Eazy-E.
Oh, okay. Yeah. She was putting so much into Bone. Gotta love
Cecil. Remember I told you everybody got I see why they got jealous and left. You know what I'm saying? And he was right about that. I didn't know she came from I knew she was in the industry. I didn't know she worked at Motown Records though.
Right.
Because that's why she was the one who was reading the contracts telling Eazy-E in the movie that the contracts was bogus.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Mac Mill says, gotta love Cecil. He had hours worth of interview with Lazy a few days ago live. It was good. Nah, it was fire, bro. They called me grim during the casino live last night. Laugh out loud. I was blazed. Yeah. Hey, so was you up on the screen? You was blazed? Cecil says, Mac Mill says Cecil was asking real questions and not the same old questions. Facts. What's up,
Yep.
Rick? Laugh out loud. No, for sure. Uh, Danny says he claims Bone stole money from each other and Mo Thugs. He also claims they blackballed Mo Thugs and Bizzy beat up Lazy for stealing. Wow.
Bizzy beat up Lazy for stealing?
Hey,
What?
anything can happen. These are
Whoa.
grown men. He also
Bro,
mentioned
these
Steve LaBelle.
niggas.
He also
Steve
mentioned
LaBelle cheated
Steve
him out of money? Wow.
Yeah, Steve cheating him out of money. Damn. Man, it's
Oh,
just a
wow.
speculation, Grim. Don't take it as the
That's a-
truth, nigga. It's just one nigga's word against another nigga's, bro. After the verses, Swiss was upset how Bone almost messed the show up and said, "Y'all willing to mess up damn near the biggest bag y'all ever got makes me think y'all wasn't getting big dollars all these years." And that's crazy for him to say. It's crazy, bro. Nigga, you ain't never seen nothing big as Ruthless, bro. Big as
he
Bone.
responded.
And I love DMX, but DMX ain't as big as Bone Thugs and Harmony. That's my nigga, but he ain't as big as Bone Thugs and Harmony. What you
I
talking about,
would beg
Swiss?
to differ. I
You out your motherfucking mind. DMX ain't never
think
sold no
DMX
records like no damn Bone.
I think
DMX ain't never
DMX
sold no records like Bone. And that's my guy. Let's not be silly here, bro. Let's not do that.
You ain't
All right,
Bone, nigga. You
let's
ain't
not.
Bone.
Yeah, numbers don't lie, and we ain't even got to look up those numbers. Don't be foolish. You see how much money DMX had when he died? Come on, man. And that's my guy. Shout out
What
to
they
rest in
say
peace,
at
DMX.
$2.50?
Nah, but he didn't have. He ain't got Bone money.
Yeah, he ain't had that much.
No, he ain't had what none of them niggas had. So yeah, you
Smokes
bugging.
crack.
Hope he had more than $5.
Yeah, look, you ain't smoking that much crack, nigga. Why you trying to give him bail? You ain't smoking that much crack, nigga. Don't do that.
Damn.
Sound like a hater, man.
Don't you?
Jay and Mikey says I shared the link with Soulja Boy. Hang on, I'll share the link with Soulja Boy posted. Yeah. I got to read that in private, man. We can't air that kind of that dirty laundry out, especially it's a lot.
Yeah, that's crazy. Bizzy Bone beat up late. He must have caught him while he was drunk. That's the only way that could happen.
I always see them niggas hugging and kissing. That's what I said. That's weird.
Hey, it happens, man. Brothers fight,
I can
man.
see him fighting.
Yeah, brothers fight,
I
man.
can see him fighting.
Hit King says, "No, I wasn't on
Lazy Bone's a
screen."
crybaby drunk.
Yeah,
Bizzy Bone's a
Yeah, he
crybaby
is.
drunk. I can see him fighting.
Hit King says, "No, he wasn't on screen. I just kept forgetting the song we was on." Laugh out loud. Atuku says, "Grim blowed off the murder mo." Yeah, for sure.
The murder mo's ever so prevalent.
Loki says they all probably beat each other up at one time or another. Nah, facts.
Especially the way they be drinking.
Beyond Harmony says Soulja Boy is the game of Mo Thugs. Let's go. So Soulja Boy is the game of Mo Thugs, and we all know how I feel about the game. One day he wants a reunion, the next day he wants beef. He needs medication,
What did
a therapist,
Soulja Boy
and some accountability.
So did Soulja Boy sue Mo Thugs like Tombstone? Is that what we were saying?
That's not. Nobody said that.
Probably.
I'm asking. Is that what the comment was made?
No, nobody said that.
Whoever. I didn't say anybody said that, Keith. I'm asking whoever said that. Is that the comment that was made?
No.
Max says, "Ha ha ha."
He
said, "Okay, Keith, get him."
Get him.
DMX sold significantly more records than Bone. Come on. Now we going to the Google. Hold on. Y'all keep going. Fine. Now we going to the Google. I disagree with that. Let's go. Let's go. We're gonna ask the question. How many records have DMX sold worldwide?
Did that pique somebody's interest?
Yep.
Good.
No, my nigga DMX did do it. He did do it, nigga, and it's a lot,
Yep.
nigga. It's a lot.
Yep.
God
DMX sold more than Bone. DMX sold more than Bone. Oh.
So yeah, Keith, we're not even gonna do that. Sounds like a hater.
Oh,
Damn.
look at you. Where them
My
kahunas
bad,
come
X.
from?
Look at Grim waking up. Look at Grim waking up like he said something.
DMX sold more than Bone. No, that's
I didn't say shit. You said that, not me.
Yeah, hey, man,
No,
I
they
can
did.
I can admit when I'm wrong. I can admit when I'm wrong. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I ain't gonna lie. I'm shocked. I
Next
am
you gonna
shocked.
tell me this Soldier Boy sold more than the real Soldier Boy. Tell him.
Soldier Boy probably hot about the contractual deal. He probably is. I
He
am
probably
shocked
mad about
DMX
that
sold that
damn
much.
name, too.
I'm not gonna lie. DMX is my guy, but I did not believe everybody was on X like that. That's my guy. Over
He's a
Bone?
movie star too. He got movies
Yeah.
though.
But over Bone, man, I am.
If you didn't break
74 to
Hollywood,
75
But
million
that,
over
but
Bone.
that go. Listen, that goes to show you when you come from one of the big cities, you are gonna sell more. DMX does not have a hit like Bone. He does not.
Party Up.
What about Party
Party
Up?
is not like Crossroads.
Look it up. Go back to Google. I'm sick of the controversy. Just start looking this shit up. Can somebody look it up?
Party Up bigger than Crossroads? That's what you're saying?
Can we look it
Are-
up?
is
I'm,
that
I'm
what
just,
you-
I'm asking.
a-
I'm
answer the
asking.
que-
Can
no.
I ask? No, can I ask?
Answer
Am I
the
allowed to ask?
fucking question. What do you
Am I allowed to
answer
ask?
the fucking question? Don't try to
I'm-
back. No, don't try to
I'm
back that.
asking.
Hey, I stand on mine. You stand on yours. Is that
Listen,
what you're
you
saying?
can't get with me with that simple Simon shit. I'm
Okay.
asking.
You about that simple? Let's go. Is Party Up by DMX bigger than Crossroads? Oh. How many records did Party Up sell by DMX?
No, it's not.
No, I can tell you right now. How many
It's
records
not.
did Crossroads sell overall? Bone Thugs and Harmony. So worldwide,
Nah, it's-
DMX sold 5 with Party Up, and Crossroads sold 6. It's close.
Oh, that's close.
That is close.
God damn it. That's goddamn close.
That is close.
That's too close.
That is too close. That is too close. Hold on, let me get to the chat. OMG, laugh aloud. Bone Thugs has sold 16 million records worldwide. DMX sold over 75. No, that's wrong. That's wrong about the 16 million because we just looked that up about.
Nah, that's what it says. It says that too on mine too.
I
They
seen
only
30
sold
to- I
16
seen-
to 15 million worldwide.
I seen 30 to 40 million worldwide.
Nah, it's still not 75.
How many records did Bone Thugs and Harmony sell worldwide? Right now it says 20 to 15. I mean, 15 to
your
20.
Google's lying.
The other time I seen 30 to 40 million when we was doing the 1 versus 3-6 Mafia, but they might have been counting all of Mo. I think I said Mo Thugs.
I don't think Bone was
How many
bigger,
records did Mo Thugs?
act than DMX,
Oh, I can't say
bro.
that. No. You said what?
I don't think Bone was a bigger act than DMX. And I love Bone.
No,
But
I
I'm
think
just
they were.
saying it's facts is facts.
DMX sold like 16 million. Hang on. DMX sold like 16 million. Bone is over 50 million sold. I know. I seen 30 to 40 the other day when we was talking about 3-6 and
that was
and
wrong
Bone.
right there.
Right. I think he's talking about
16
worldwide.
million?
I want to know what they sold. Listen, okay, so if you guys want to go,
Mine says worldwide. Mine says worldwide DMX sold 75 million. Worldwide Bone
I
sold
seen
15 to 16 million.
What's the next album
Okay,
review we're
so now-
discussing?
good question.
I'm telling you guys, being from CT, is that Connecticut? People around here really wasn't feeling Bone like that. Hang on, people wasn't really feeling Bone. It was kind of like a small group that loved them in the 90s. People in Connecticut, New York, only really listen to East Coast. Nah, that's facts.
I said
That's
that.
right.
Remember I was saying that?
Yeah, Mo Thugs don't have anything to sue Bone over. If they did, they could have crippled Bone. What are they going to sue him over? Mo Thug albums were commercial fails based on what was spent on them. That is facts.
That's
That
facts.
first album was good though.
It was, but it was. I mean, it
See,
wasn't
hold-
considered a. It wasn't.
Hold up, Cecil
I'm
said
calling
I'm
back
calling.
in a
I'm
minute.
calling. Okay, I'm gonna
He
throw
said he's
this
coming.
link
He's
in.
calling back in.
Calling back in a minute. You know what I mean?
That first Mo Thug album was
Hey,
pretty good.
hey,
They should have got something off of that.
Shout out to X though, dog. That for him to sell that much, you spending crazy, homie. He said Grim's still Grim's still in the rocking chair. Yeah, he is. Most people thought Bone was weird around here. It was pretty much Biggie, Nas, Wu, Tribe, and Mobb Deep. Yeah, I do remember them days. DMX got more than 50 million worldwide. Whew.
Yeah, he
I'm
definitely
not gonna lie.
He does.
Because where we
75
from,
million.
we knew niggas that liked DMX, but they didn't like him like that.
Yeah, they didn't like him like that.
Rick says, Jay, stop it.
Jay, stop it.
Let's go. Cecil, big dog, what's happening?
Cecil the Diesel.
He's back.
DMX first 5 albums went 4 times plus platinum. Yes, I believe that.
Yeah, they did.
I believe that. They definitely did. Especially that one where he's covered in blood. That one was a good album. That's probably my favorite. That is my favorite DMX album. Yeah, that's my favorite one.
Beyond the Harmony says Bone Thugs and Harmony Bone hasn't been recertified since the 90s. Def Jam does recertification every year.
Is that I wonder if they do that for Flesh? Because he's the only one on Def Jam, wasn't he?
I guess recertified. That's what Cecil was saying. That's a trick
Ruthless
question.
isn't even a label anymore. A record company anymore.
Hit King says that's a trick question because when Bone put Crossroads on the East 99 album, people just got the album over the single. East 99 sold over 10 million worldwide.
Yeah, East 99 is, Crossroads is sold more than DMX Party Up.
And T-Town says, and I dislike Party Up too. Hold on. I think this one's the bad one. Cecil. Yeah, he said the first 2 albums was a classic. Let's see if we can get Cecil. We got 2 Cecils right here. While we try to get Cecil online, I'm gonna keep going. Mac Mill says
Bone is worldwide.
Bone is worldwide. Too. Bone got a cult following. DMX is worldwide. You might be right about that. You know. But
what's
see,
that? I bet DMX got a cult following.
They got a cult following, but what he's saying, the cult's following is smaller. You know what I'm saying? So and you got to understand when you in the cult and you're surrounded by everybody around you, you ain't gonna be able to see the big picture either. You know what I'm saying? So he's right about that. You know, let's really be real about what we're saying. Hold on now, it's all good. And Ghetto Cowboy wasn't a commercial failures. That's kind of true.
No,
but I guess in the grand scheme of things, yeah, back then East Coast did a lot of hating.
Sure did. Whew, they did.
You know, I want to go against what you're saying, but I know it to be true. And
this isn't a surprise. That's true right there. East Coast going to support their folks. That's just what he said. He just took the words right out your mouth, Keith.
Yeah. If you Google, did Bone sell over 50 million records? It says yes. Google that. We about to Google it. Did Bone sell over 50 million records?
Yeah, but they didn't outsell DMX.
It does say this shit. Danny, it does say it. Hold up. Did Bone Thugs and Harmony sell 100 million records? It said no. I was about to say this motherfucking Google. I ain't listening to this shit no more. Did Bone Thugs and Harmony sell 75 million records? No. Okay. It says 50 million though. That's wild.
DMX is 75 million.
Thug Devotion wasn't a failure either.
Was a failure. It wasn't a failure either. Yeah, Thug Devotion was tight. That song was dope. Bro, that first and second Mo Thugs album was tight to me. I ain't listened to the third one, the Mothership.
Jay and Mikey says the reason why DMX is a bigger act than Bone is because he has many radio-friendly records, including Party Up, that are still played on the radio to this day, unless you're listening to this day. Okay. That is probably true.
Falling, can't get up. You forgot about
you
that.
Can't
song.
say the
That
same.
was
You
played
can't
on
say the
radio.
same thing for
Get
Bone
at
as
me,
far
dog.
as radio played presently, unless you're listening to unless you're listening to XM like Rock the Bell channel, or you're not going to hear Bone, but you will hear DMX. Not down here.
Yeah.
Well, in the A, you do hear First of the Month, and you do hear Crossroads, bro. You really hear that down here. You know what I'm saying?
You hear DMX too.
Yeah. No, that's
Definitely gonna
factual.
hear DMX. You definitely gonna hear. Man, I don't know why I'm yarning so much.
Probably because you're tired.
Yo, shout out to SG with another super chat. Hey, shout out.
SG, thank you.
Nuggets.
Thank you for some
Appreciate it, bro.
Schnuckets.
Man.
Is that who's on here with us too? Or is that still Cecil?
All right, I
That's
think I'm
Cecil,
finally
man.
in.
Hey,
in.
there he is.
Man, I don't know what the fuck was going on. It was tripping. It was
Cecil
tripping.
Diesel.
It didn't want me back in here. It didn't want me back in here. I had
Hey,
to keep
man,
trying.
you got to spit. Hey, they coming with some stuff. Can you believe DMX done sold over more than Bone Thugs and Harmony? I ain't gonna lie.
Okay, let's talk about it. Let's talk about why. Number one, Bone actually has a record. This is a real fucking thing for the most albums stolen. Okay, meaning from record stores and everything, more copies of E1999 Eternal were stolen, uncredited and stolen than anybody ever. Stolen. Facts. Okay.
Wow.
Number two,
More than bootleggers.
Ruthless Records hasn't recertified a fucking album in probably decades. Def Jam has an entire department that what they do is they recertify their records on a yearly fucking basis. So we're comparing DMX stats that were most likely recertified this year.
Hold
right?
on. Excuse me, Cecil. What for everybody? What does certifying an album?
Yeah, so great question. So when they used to certified sales, when we look at record sales, now it's different today. When we used to look at record sales in the 90s, it was how many physical units got sold in a record store, right? So that's why you'd have your first week sales and somebody would chart on Billboard and woo. Certifications have changed considerably over the years because now we have streaming. And so I don't remember the exact number, but X amount of streams count as X amount of album sales. And that's why you see like Kendrick and Drake and all these guys, that's how they're still getting platinum records, because doesn't anybody ever ask how are you getting a platinum record? Nobody sells any fucking physical media anymore, right? So the certifications now come from streams. Do you guys think anybody in Ruthless Records is certifying fucking albums? They don't even have a website. Who the fuck is sitting there doing the legwork to recertify this back catalog? Nobody. Now, I'm not arguing that Bone may or may not have more sales than DMX. DMX was a cultural phenomenon that we were all lucky enough to see, that we don't know if we'll ever, and most likely we'll never see a phenomenon like DMX again. But when we're saying X has 80 million sold, Bone only has whatever, there's so many varying numbers, 15, 50, The recertification numbers are not the fucking same. Bone hasn't had a recertification on any of their fucking shit from Ruthless since probably the early 2000s, I bet. Okay. So we're comparing numbers that are brand new with Def Jam albums versus numbers that are decades old with Ruthless Records. That's a fact. So we have no real idea. I'm not saying DMX doesn't have more. He may have more. There's definitely an argument for why at one point you could say DMX was a bigger artist. I'm just saying that the numbers are not as far off as people want to think that they are. That the recertification means everything. We get those numbers from somewhere, right? Like we're not all just guesstimating DMX has 80 million sold, Bone has X amount sold. No, there's an actual process that record labels and artists go through that hasn't been done in a long time. If you pay attention, Tech Nine just recertified a bunch of his records, and they found out during the recertification process that I think Caribou Lou went from a gold record to a platinum record, right? That could have happened 5 years ago. They don't know because nobody recertified it until now to get those stats and numbers. So does that part make sense to everybody?
So these records could have went platinum at any point in time in the last 10 years.
For sure. If nobody's going to get the numbers, RIAA doesn't call you up and go, hey guys, just wanted to let you know that you actually have a platinum record now. No, it's your responsibility to certify your albums, because then what happens is they send notice, and it's not just the RIAA. You got to remember that there's certification companies all over the fucking world responsible for these numbers. And so somebody that works with the artist or somebody that works with the label has to trigger that company to go through and look at the last 2 years, 5 years, 20 years of sales and say, hey, this is how many you've sold. There's too many artists and too many projects that there's just an automatic thing keeping track of all that. And remember, we switched over from physical media, and that's what Bone and DMX were doing, to digital media, which is what Drake and Taylor Swift do. And so the recertification numbers are different, but I guarantee you, I will fucking guarantee you, I'm 90% sure. I'm probably more, but let's say I'm 90% sure 0 people from Ruthless Records are doing that, and Bone's not doing that themselves. So we don't have a true number on what the fuck Bone is sold, and certainly not since streaming. Are we so ignorant to believe that Bone isn't picking up significant streams, at least at minimum, on the Crossroads? Of course they are.
Yeah.
So where are all those numbers? We don't know. And again, I'm not arguing that DMX is, first of all, one of my favorites of all time. Second of all, cultural phenomenon. Again, we're very lucky that we got to see that moment. But the numbers are just not as big as you think. Def Jam recertifies as much as possible. If it's not a yearly basis, maybe it's a 5-year basis. I don't know, but they certainly recertify all the time. Bone doesn't.
Damn.
So that's my piece on the records. As far as the Mo Thugs, I know somebody was asking about lawsuits and everything like that. What the fuck are these guys going to sue over? There's nothing to sue over. The albums were great. I'm not arguing that. Mo Thugs 1 and 2, I think, are some of the best. In fact, I consider the golden era from 94 to Resurrection, and that includes the Mo Thug albums. So that's the golden era to me. But you got to look at how this is chopped up. Bone appeared courtesy of Ruthless Records, so they're getting paid by default. You think that Tamika was letting, 3, because we won't count Flesh, right? 3 of her biggest artists, her biggest artists. What are we even saying? Her 3 largest artists outside of Bizzy. You think they were appearing for free? Tamika was going to get her piece of that, right? So right there, you got that. The way that splits happen commonly, and I don't know in the relativity Mo Thugs world, but the way splits happen commonly is that producer sees 50%. He's half of the song. So when you have a song, like let's take let's just take Thug Devotion, because it's Soulja Boy that we're talking about that's putting up this crybaby act that he deserves millions of fucking dollars. Thug Devotion, okay, so you got 3 members of Trey, so there's 3 people right there. You got Krayzie and Lazy, we're up to 5. Ken Dog makes 6, Soulja Boy makes 7, the producer makes 8, Relativity Records makes 9, Ruthless Records makes fucking 10. even if that was a platinum fucking record, which until it's recertified, I think it's only a gold record. How much money do you think that record fucking made? And that's just the single. Like, these compilation albums, the reason why people didn't get rich on them is because so many slices of the pie had to get cut up and given away. That there wasn't enough. And that's why when you're part of a compilation, example, let's go back to DMX, you know, with the Ride or Die compilations, the hope was that you would be successful enough to be like a Drag On or an Eve or a Too True and a Poetic Hustlers, that the parent company, Relativity, would go, we want to put some money behind them because they're going to have a great record. And that is how in the 90s, these compilation albums, that's how those artists would eventually get paid. Was if you were the superstar, Eve, you would then start to get solo records. But nobody was getting rich. I guarantee if we switch this up and we were talking about DMX and Rough Riders, you think those guys that were on the fucking Ride or Die compilation made millions of fucking dollars? Nobody on compilation albums made millions of dollars. It would be crazy to think that Bone, I'm not saying Bone didn't get paid. I'm sure Lazy, Krayzie, Wish, I'm sure they got paid. Who knows what Flesh's deal was? But I'm sure they got paid. But them motherfuckers weren't living off Mo Thugs either. That's wild. There's just nothing to sue over. I remember we had Romeo came on and you know, he produced for Graveyard Shift, for Mo Thugs, did all the guitars. And you know, when I asked him about the Mo Thugs thing, he goes, what's 100% of nothing? They made nothing, right? They were failures. So 100% of nothing is nothing. They got advances. They did this. The way I look at it, I don't know if any of y'all saw this, but Tony Ayo was on Vlad once. And Tony said, Ludacris's manager once laid something on me that went something like, play your position, because not everybody's going to be Ludacris. There's only going to be one 50 Cent. There's only going to be one fucking Luda. There's only going to be one Jay-Z. And so, you know, as soon as you turn into Lloyd Banks and you think you'll be bigger than 50, as soon as you turn into Soulja Boy and you think you're going to be bigger than Bone, that's where you're fucking up. Not everybody's meant to be a superstar. Right. Bone literally went back to Cleveland, with the exception of Too True, the Graveyard Shift, and that's really it. Too True and the Graveyard Shift, they had traction. Too True had some shit in motion with So Death. And who knows if that would have worked out, because at the time he had the Brat, right? So what was he going to do with two more thugged out females? He already had the Brat, but they had some shit in motion there. Graveyard Shift had shit in motion with Rap Lot and some other places. Besides that, Bone literally made Poetic Hustlers. They took some of their friends and made Poetic Hustlers. Trey were just some girls that they know that sang. Ken Dog was just the fucking homie. None of these people were like putting on big in the city. They went back, found their homies, brought them on world tours, put them on fucking gold and platinum fucking records, put them in a position that nobody else, zero people in the industry were checking for fucking Ken Dog. Facts. Bone put him in that position. And when people sit back and say, oh, they blackballed us, that's Soulja Boy's complaint right now. Oh, Bone, they fucking blackballed us. We couldn't do anything. Boys, we came into the digital revolution where you and me could make a song and we can upload it. So what the fuck stopped Soulja Boy? When he got dropped from Mo Thugs, what stopped him from going back to Cleveland and the land making him a big deal and him selling out shows? I'll tell you what, no one gave a fuck. That's facts. They gave a fuck because of Bone. And that's just what the fuck it is. Tony Yayo plays the Tony Yayo position very, very, very well. People make fun of him, but he knows his fucking place, bro. He knows he's not 50 Cent. And Soulja Boy just thought that he was bigger than Bone. And instead he's eating shit in Cleveland, crying about Lazy Bone the last 30 years of his life. That's a fact.
Damn, that's dope. That's dope. But it is too true. Program. That homies get it missed and screwed just because we're tight, just because we're cool, or you can rap just well. Maybe you even rap better. That means you're gonna get a deal and you're gonna blow up.
Of course.
You gotta put it to work, man. You gotta put it to work.
And Lazy said that in his post. He said, listen, nothing stopped y'all from soaking up the game the way that I did. Like, you don't think like the perception is, oh, Lazy blackballed us. You don't think that there were labels out there that didn't like fucking Bone, that they couldn't have blackballed shit, that probably would have picked up Soulja Boy just off the proxy to get back at him? I'm sure for as many people that liked them, there was an equal amount of people that didn't like them. What prevented Soulja Boy or anybody else from going and doing that? Except that, you know, he said it. Soulja Boy pimped out a fucking Astro van instead of investing in his life.
What?
You know, these guys thought that this was going to last forever. You got to remember how quickly these things happen, right? 1995, we got the very first Mo Thugs song, which is Shots to the Double Glock on Eternal. By 96, they put out a compilation with a whole fleet of people. 97, The Art of War happens. The Mo Thugs are all over it. 98, we get a reunion album. So it went 95, 96, 97, 98, and then the heyday of the true Mo Thugs was fucking done, right? And in that time, they did Mo Thugs tours, they did the Art of War tour, they put out 2 compilations, they were featured on multiple Bone albums, and actually it continues. If you look in 99, you know, Krayzie tried to put him back on. Soulja Boy was all over Thug Mentality. He was on Armageddon. Krayzie Bone made the Night Riders, which was made up of Sin from the Graveyard Shift, Mo Hart from fucking Poetic Hustlers. Like, these guys got a lot of shots. Okay, it's crazy to think, and it's just like that. They're like, oh, where's my money from that Night Riders album? What money? 100% of nothing is fucking nothing, bro. What fucking money?
Hold on, Cecil. Hold on, Cecil. I gotta ask you something. Casino, what's up, man?
Casino.
It's crazy. Me and Casino was talking about this last night, man. But it's so crazy that it comes into fruition. But so talking about that, because when you did your interview with Lazy Bone, Lazy Bone touched on briefly, and he really didn't want to touch on it. But I really wish he would have just went more in depth, because he could have spent hours talking about how he moved whole families from Cleveland to LA. They bought apartment buildings for everybody in Mo Thug, like
crazy.
They bought out a complex. They bought a
there's never been anything like it. You've never seen an artist do what Bone did. Like, the goal is always, oh, we're gonna come back and put the homies on, right? And we saw some instances of it. Nelly put the Saint Lunatics on, M put D12 on. Not like this, bro. There was a Mo Thugs fucking office in Cleveland that people's fucking cousins and aunties were working at, okay? People that were fucking working at the local factory yesterday became fucking merch people and tour managers today, okay? Like, when they say they put Cleveland on, it was more than just Mo Thug that they put on. They went to LA, and you heard him say, I had 15, 17 motherfuckers in LA on Eazy's dime, because I told Eazy about Mo Thug and he believed it. So we have Mo Thug out in LA before Mo Thugs is even a thing. This is remember, Eazy's alive, so this is in 94, right? That he's got Mo Thugs in LA off the strength of, yo, Eazy, this is gonna be something. And Eazy and Ruthless is taking care of 15. Let's say Lazy over exaggerated and it was 10. Ruthless Records is taking care of 10 unknown, unsigned, absolute fucking nobodies. They're renting out an entire fucking building that they're staying in. They never talk about the fact that in 97, when they went back to fucking Miami and they did the second one, that they moved everybody. So we went from Cleveland to LA to Miami. Who the fuck do you think was paying for Soulja Boy to live? Yeah. Soulja Boy wasn't crazy. Fucking working at KFC paying for his fucking self like Lazy was.
I don't think people understand this, especially when you rap, because we used to all rap, right?
Yeah.
That right there is life changing. Moving to these monster cities, it's life changing. You see what I'm saying? So even if you don't make it as a rapper, you can make it as something. They change the trajectory of your children, for you, your whole generation. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't think people understand that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, dude, I'm gonna tell you about somebody that doesn't get talked about in Mo Thugs because he was a producer, and his name is Bobby Jones. Now, Bobby Jones goes back so far that he actually produced on Faces of Death, okay? Bone's independent album when they were Bone Enterprise, okay? And he produced on it. Archie Blaine from Too True produced on it. Now, when Bone went out to LA, Bobby produced on Family Scriptures, all right? Bobby also did work on THUGS by Flesh and Bone. He did engineering on all kinds of their albums. But Bobby is still in LA. Bobby is still a producer. Bobby's still an engineer. Bobby still works out there. Bobby wasn't taking no for a fucking answer. Okay. And he didn't have the notoriety of being in the Thug Devotion video, of being on a compilation. His name was a little tiny, like couldn't even read it. Note in the fucking the liner notes that said Bobby Jones, produced by Bobby Jones, recorded by Bobby Jones. If Bone was stopping all these people, why the fuck is Bobby Jones still out there to this day?
Hey, like Eminem said, you got to lose yourself in the moment, man. You know what I'm saying?
I think nobody. Actually, let me say this a different way. Everybody's the hero in their book. When you go to Vietnam and you read their history books, America wasn't the good guys in the Vietnam War. We were terrorists. Everybody writes the book from their side, and they were the good guy. So there's a little bit of fucking truth, and I'm sure there's a little bit of lies from all sides. And when you're a kid, right, we're all grown men, 40s, 50s, talking about something that we weren't part of, the perspective, and not taking into account that everybody involved, they were kids, 18, 20, 22, 25, money's being thrown at them. Nobody from Mo Thug was stopping and saying, hey, what about my publishing? What about my this? What about my that? Da-da-da-da-da. Now, you could put that on Bone. Bone signed a bad deal. Sounds like Mo Thug signed a bad fucking deal. I guess an argument could be made. Maybe Bone was making up for their bad deal off of the Mo Thug's bad deal. Who knows, bro? Who knows? But 100% of zero is zero, and nothing stops Soulja Boy, him specifically, from doing something with his life. The I was blackballed thing, it's just not real, dude. Think about it. If we were all on a platinum record right now, right? How many? There's 3, 4. There's 5 of us in here. The 5 of us put out a platinum record, and then we break up. One of you isn't like prevented from saying, I'm 1/5 of this platinum record, and I'm the best one here. I can do it again, right? Nothing stopped him from shopping himself. Lazy said it. He goes, but you didn't soak up the game to shop yourself. You thought you were going to live off of the Bone thing until something bigger came, and nothing bigger came, bro. That's it.
Man.
Find the Bone wave.
Yeah, man. That's why you can't you can't just sit back and let stuff come to you. You got to make it happen too, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's not their fault, bro. They were kids.
And make it happen.
It was moving so fast. You know, I think back to, because if you've heard the show, I rap as well. I've been very lucky. I've been able to tour the country. I've done a lot of great shit in my life. And especially when I was younger, it's all just moving so fast. And when you're in a great moment, and it doesn't even have to be music, anybody listening can think about your youth. When you're living in a great moment, it feels everlasting. Like this will never end. Like we're gonna, my 10 friends at this party right now, this is everlasting forever. It takes a real special human being to be 19 and sit back and go, hey, this has a 2-year cap. I need to get my shit together. Like things feel like they're forever. So now imagine it's not a party and your 10 friends. Imagine you're signed to your friend's record label. Money's coming in. We're touring. We live in this fucking apartment. Everything's taken care of. We're traveling. We're seeing the world. People ask us for autographs. It's easy to get caught up in that. It's nobody's fault. But if you look at Okay, none of these people kept themselves in a position. Maybe Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy like looks like he could still be an artist, but a lot of the Mo Thugs just look like regular people now, right? They didn't keep themselves in stage shape, music shape, photograph shape. These are all important things, right? Soldier Boy is probably the closest, but he just doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, bro. It's not his fault, but he's the game, man. One day he wants to be back with 50, the next day it's fucking G-Unit. Like, let's go, Soldier. Which is it? In December? This is a fact, unless he deleted it, but I got it screenshotted. I come with receipts. In December, he posted a picture of all the Mo Thugs with Biggie at the Notorious Thugs thing and said, I think it's time for a reunion. I'm going to get everybody back together. Less than a month later, it was Fuck Bone.
Damn.
Is that the one where they're all in the studio with Little Kim? It's got Little Kim in the picture, Biggie. They all in the studio. It's like a real big. I think even Steve LaBelle's in the picture.
That was a Biggie session.
Yeah, that was the Biggie. That was Biggie. All the Mo Thugs were there.
Is that the picture?
Steve LaBelle's there. Soldier Boy's there.
Yeah,
All the Bone is there. Stevie J, Puffy. That was a big deal. He posted that picture and said, we gonna get everybody back together. And a month later it was Fuck Bone. I'm fixing to tell the truth about this. Which is it, bro? You know what it is? And this is a life lesson for people in life. It's not even a music thing, bro. When you decide you're gonna go off on one of your friends or one of your people, and then you sleep on it and you decide you was wrong, when you want to apologize, you cool to apologize, but that doesn't mean that you've given it enough time for the apology to be accepted. And so Soldier Boy decided, I've talked shit for years. I put out an album that said Fuck Bone on it. I did all this shit. You know what though?
Yep.
I want to get a reunion. And because the reception wasn't there, immediately motherfuckers didn't go, oh, I'm so happy to have Soldier Boy back. Oh, this is what we've been missing is Soldier Boy, because that didn't happen. A month later, it was Fuck Bone. You just got to wait it out. You got to let it simmer.
Nah, facts.
Ken Dog is still with Lazy Bone all the time. All the time.
Oh man, Keith, we were just talking about that yesterday, right? Ken Dog really never left their side. And that's something we say all the time. They were kids, they didn't know the game. Everybody got screwed, you know what I mean?
But you know what though? Ken works a regular job. Ken ain't dependent on Lazy to pay his fucking bills. Ken ain't fucking bitter that, and Ken was actually in a situation to make the most money because he had solo songs on the compilation. Ken ain't bitter. Every time Lace comes through and says, you want to go to Whoop-de-Whoop or do this or whatever, he's just grateful for the situation because he knows he's Ken Dog and he knows that's Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yeah, man, that's hella dope. And that's it's crazy that sometimes friendships, because that's really what this is. This is friendship. Most of these artists that we're talking about, they're not like people that they met off the streets, man. But I will say this. Too True was ahead of their time. If Too True, if the age was right and they were rapping right now, they would crush Megan Thee Stallion and some of these girls because they were tight.
Yep.
AJ was dope. You know what I'm saying?
No, they were dope. And they were one of the only ones that had traction without Bone. Like I said, So Def was very interested in Too True. JD wanted to sign them, and the deal, basically the Mo Thug thing came together first. But they were one of the groups that actually had traction without Bone. One of the few. But anybody's fucking say, hey, show me what Soldier Boy was doing before Mo Thug. You're not gonna find shit, bro.
Right. Yeah.
And there's a time too he goes off talking he was talking crap about Lazy, talking about after he got, well, he didn't say he really got dropped, but after he was no longer part of Mo Thug, how the album sales of Mo Thug started going down. But that was the same time the like we said, the business started changing.
Yeah.
We mentioned that yesterday. Album. Yeah, we mentioned that yesterday. Like, it was just bad timing, and Bone is kind of late to the multimedia game. You know what I mean? So,
you know what else happened after the second album? Krayzie Bone left. They departed Relativity Records, which was the big money fucking check. The only person really left from the first 2 albums was Ken Dog, right? Ken Dog's the only one on all 4 Mo Thug compilations. Ken Dog is definitely Tony Yayo in this scenario, right?
Right.
So like, you know, sure, okay. Again, look at that ego, right? Oh, after I left, you see record sales went down. Krayzie Bone left. Relativity left. Most of the Mo Thugs were fucking gone. It didn't come out again until Mo Thugs 3 must have been like 2000 or 2001. I'm sure somebody in the comments knows, but you know, we went
early
96. Yeah, 96, then 98 were the first 2 Mo Thugs albums. There's a significant cool-off period between fucking 98 and 2001 or whenever the fuck it came out. So it's like, yeah, okay, they went down. You think that anybody in the fucking history of man picked up Mo Thugs Volume 3, fixing to buy it, and they said, oh, ain't no Soulja Boy on here? I ain't buying this. Nobody did that, bro. That's just real. Nobody fucking did that.
Right.
Mo Thug 3 was still tight.
Yeah, I love Mo Thug 3. It's a whole different it's a whole different vibe. It was completely seen over by Lazy. I think that's a Koch release. So, you know, at Koch, what I don't like about independence is that rappers need to rap. Okay. And the good thing about a label, like people hate on labels, but like when you look at Eternal, specifically when you look at Eternal, Bone gets a lot of credit. But if we don't give credit even more than Unique, if we don't give credit to the Tony C's and, you know, guys like that were really behind this record, you know, we don't have Eternal the way we have it. You think if Bone just went in, played a fucking beat and started rapping that it sounds the way it sounds on Eternal? Fuck no. Executive production is a real job for a reason, because somebody's got the ear, even if they don't know how to play it, somebody's got the ear to come in and say, nah, we got to swap this guy and this guy. We got to put this in here. We got to move this around. This song should go before this song. That's a real job. And the unfortunate thing at Koch is I think that there's less of that, and it was a lot more of, you know, let the artist kind of guide their project, which it's good, but it's not Mo Thug 1 and 2 good. And the reason for that is somebody at Relativity was still overseeing the project.
Right. Man. No, that right there is good insight, because you know, I know, like I said, you're gonna have Lazy back on your show, because there comes a point where he actually, you know, he breaks away and he does independent and he drops Wanted Dead or Alive, which is, to me, it's one of my favorite solo albums. Lazy does not get the credit. Now, mind you, the album cover does look a little different, so people didn't really take to it. But I thought that was one of the best Bone solo albums, like straight up. But at that point,
it was a good Bone album.
He talks about no majors. That was the main thing about this record, is no majors. So I mean, I guess it would be a mixed bag for those who like independent projects and those who like you know.
Shout out to that guy. Shout out to that guy. You didn't read that last comment, but I just read it. But he's been saying the same thing I said the last 3 episodes, that without DJ Unique, the Bone sound deflated.
I disagree with that, bro. I think they just grew.
I disagree with that. I disagree with that, and here's why. Unique is like Dr. Dre, right? Dr. Dre gets so much credit, but what they never tell you about Dre is Dre had a studio full of guys playing guitars, playing keyboards, playing this, playing that. And Eternal, tell me a time where Unique was as good as he was on Eternal.
I don't know. He's good.
I'll wait.
On the come up too.
He was good, but was it Eternal good?
No.
Was Art of War Eternal good?
Let's go, Cecil. No. He's on the cookie.
I'll tell you why he wasn't.
The only thing we can say is Thug Love. We got to give him Thug Love.
It was good. No, I'm not saying they're not good. But the thing that made Eternal different was Kenny McLeod, Tony C, Unique, like they had a lot of people in there fucking working, right? And so you can fast forward, Unique was heavily involved with BT&H Resurrection.
Right.
That it wasn't Eternal good. It's one of my favorite records, but it wasn't Eternal good. Again, there's a massive and this goes back to the Tamika thing. All them Kenny McLeod wasn't showing up for free, right? A lot of money got dumped into Unique. What do you need to make a classic album? Oh, I need a dude that plays keys. I need a guy that plays guitar. I need this guy. I need that guy. And he was able to select an all-star team. And then it says produced by DJ Unique. So I'm not saying Unique didn't do a lot. He's a mastermind, obviously, because the albums that he did do by himself, the songs on Creeping on a Come Up, the production on Art of War, they're phenomenal. They're just not Eternal, and it's because they just didn't have the Eternal staff the way that they didn't have the staffing on those other albums.
I don't even think that Bone was I don't even think they were going in the same direction on Eternal. They weren't going in the same direction on those other two albums as Eternal.
For sure.
That's how I feel about it.
Art of War and BT&H Resurrection was two totally different directions than East 1999 Eternal.
But he's still talking about the beats.
We can all agree on that.
Yeah, but he's still talking about the beats.
I'm talking about the beats. I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about everything overall. The beats too.
But we're sitting here saying like, we're acting like Unique is the missing link when he's been involved, and
like
it ain't Eternal still.
I don't know, bro. I feel like, bro,
to do with the Strength and Loyalty album.
Strength and Loyalty was all Swiss Beats, but he was on the he was on the Unified album though.
Oh yeah, they definitely.
Yeah, he was on there. I think
Grim can't stand the Unified album too.
Yeah, I really, it's not my favorite. The thing about Art of War is that people don't talk about enough is a lot of those songs started as the original Thug Mentality cuts. So a lot of those songs, Krayzie Bone kind of like had already put together, and then they started adding. Like Look Into My Eyes was originally just a Krayzie Bone song, and then they added people to it. So a lot of that has that heavy. You'll notice like the heavy Krayzie Bone influence, and that was the first time we got the heaviest amount of Krayzie Bone influence compared to the first two albums. They felt very like sonically like shared group, and Art of War almost feels like Krayzie Bone and Bone Thugs and Harmony. I mean, he's got not only does he have his solo, but look, he's got 2 or 3 interludes that are just him. That's because so many of these things started as Krayzie Bone solo songs. So it's just got a different vibe. All those albums are good, but all I'm saying is Unique isn't the savior. It really takes a complete team, and they've just never seen a team like that complete, that good since Eternal. And it was a moment, right? It's like you could put those same people in a room today. Are we going to get that album again? Probably fucking not.
No, I think you
Well, the mindset is different now.
No, but you would have to keep them there together. See, that's the difference. Now, when you get to Art of War, that they're coming and going. They got their own crews. They're hanging out with different people. They're coming back and forth to the studio. When you do Creeping on the Come Up and Eternal, they're all stuck together all the time. I mean,
for sure,
it's going to be different. You're just going to have a different vibe. You kind of got a brotherhood when y'all all stuck under the same roof. Versus when you coming and going, you got different thoughts in your mind, people telling you this and that, and then you got all this money, women, and drink.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
They said it too. Those first 2 albums, they wasn't going even to the bathroom without everybody jumping up watching the door. You know what I'm saying? Because it was just them. That was the mindset, and like you said, once. After that era, everybody starts, expanding. It's not gonna be the same brotherhood no more.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because everybody making different moves and everybody seeing the world differently. They're grown as men. They're not 18 no more, 17 no more. You know what I mean? There's things they're experiencing now. You know, and something still you might know because I seen a Krayzie Bone interview. He said during the era when they was doing Art of War, he was like Unique would call him to the studio like, what you think about this? And I had touched base with the fellas before. I'm like, why? That kind of sound off to me because why would you just like call Krayzie to the studio?
Well, because he
And
was the workhorse. You know what I'm saying? Like he is absolutely the workhorse. If you were listening to my interview with Lay, I said, hey Lay, Krayzie considers the Art of War the best Bone album because that was the first time y'all wrote for Bone. A lot of Eternal were songs that they'd already written, or they literally like, yeah, we had notebooks of the shit, but we wrote Art of War as Bone Thugs and Harmony. And Lay's answer was like, hey man, if that's what Cray says, then I'm fixing to go with Cray because that's the general in the studio. So it's like Krayzie was just a workhorse, when Lazy was off fucking popping bottles and partying or Bizzy was being distant or whatever, Krayzie was locked in the fucking studio. So and Romeo says the same shit about Krayzie. It's just he makes more music than anybody. That he's really the guy. They all play their part, bro. Like we wouldn't have Bone Thugs and Harmony musically if it wasn't for Krayzie. We wouldn't have Bone Thugs and Harmony as a group if Lazy didn't hold them together. People shit on Wish, bro. None of them have the interaction with the fans on stage that Wishbone has during the whole fucking performance. Wishbone talks to the crowd and does the most, put your hands up, do this, do that. That's all Wishbone, right? So they all play their part, but Krayzie is definitely the general. So I can see where Unique was calling him. And what I think, and again, I'm surmising here, I don't know, but I don't think Unique was only calling Krayzie Bone. I think what was happening was he was calling them, and Krayzie Bone was kind of the one that was showing up.
Right.
yeah. That does make sense though, because that's the thing that was confusing to me. I'm like, why would he only call one guy? It's a 5-man crew. You know what I mean? So, and then Krayzie was like, once the other fella show up to the studio, he already got the hook because from before that they all used to like do the hooks together. He's like, nobody got on the hook once I did the hook, so he became like the hook man basically.
Yeah.
So like I said, the mentality everybody start changing, or it could be one of those things. If it ain't broke, don't fix it type of shit too.
You see though, Resurrection came around, and Krayzie Bone is on. Wishbone's on the least amount of songs. Krayzie Bone's on the second least amount of songs, and that's because Krayzie was still touring Thug Mentality 99. He didn't want to come off the road to work on Resurrection. Bone's sitting around doing nothing, so they start the album. And I always think it's important to point out that Change the World, sure, it wasn't the Crossroads big, but like in the Bone world, and even at that time, it was a semi-hit. And Krayzie Bone was added after. He was added for the video. His original part was actually on the Unique remix, and then they added to the real mix. So Bone was able to do an album without Krayzie, but I do think that he's the glue. The only thing that I wish is what you had pointed out, which is I wish they would have been there together, or even if he would have done the hook, they would have got in together and said, "Oh, let me drop a little layer on this," or whatever. Years later, when DeMizza did More Than Thugs, I don't know if y'all have checked out More Than Thugs.
Yeah, I know.
So it's like they didn't do anything special in there, right? Lazy saying Mo Thug, Mo Thug. They just singing bone, 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 bone. They just singing regular shit, but they all doing it together. It's the shit we want to hear. Lazy chanting Mo Thugs, Krayzie, chanting Bone Thug. But they're all doing it together. Sonically, it's just like what we want. And it's interesting because one of you had said, hey, when they did these first two albums, they was just there together. And by Art of War, that just wasn't the case. But I don't think it makes it a bad album. It's just a different album. It's just a piece for the time.
Okay. Hey, Cecil. So one pod we had a question, and we had a question saying, "Do you think Mo Thug ruined Bone?" So that was the thumbnail. Do you think Mo Thug ruined Bone? But the word ain't really ruined. But do you think Mo Thug slowed them down?
I don't think, as far as like, well, no. Okay, two parts to my answer. No, because they were not going to do the DMX thing where they went Eternal 95, another Bone album 96, another Bone album 97. Back then, you really wanted to let your album fucking breathe. We weren't in the digital revolution, so you could eat off those sales for a while. You didn't want to hinder your last album that was still doing well with a new album. So it probably made sense that they were like, oh, let's spin off Eternal, still gonna breathe. We'll do this thing. What Mo Thugs did that wasn't beneficial to Bone was it went from the five of them united, making music. It's us versus Ruthless, all for one, to, hey, now we're responsible for all these people, this business. You've heard Krayzie and Lazy both on Holding Court. They've both talked about like money and distribution of funds and where did this money go and where did that money go. And so I think that a lot of the hostility inside of that group might have come from that, from that first dealings. So like ruin Bone, no, but like it may have been what started the quote unquote breakups. Cause we got used to, as Bone fans, we got used to, oh, we back, right? Oh, Bone Thugs is back. It was like, at some point it was like, all right, no shit, you back again. Like you always back, right? But like, I do think Mo Thugs was the beginning of that because it just put them in a position as artists you didn't need to be in. If you think about it, do you know a rapper that put artists on more successful than Lil Wayne with Drake and Nicki Minaj and Tyga? There's probably not a rapper that put artists on that became that successful. Most rappers that put an artist on, that artist stays under them. Lil Wayne's the only one that said, specifically Nicki and Drake, I got somebody and these guys could be bigger than me, right? So, I just think that the Mo Thugs thing was the beginning of the complications, and we just may not have got to the quote unquote breaking up and problems if we would have just stuck to making music as Bone Thugs and Harmony. But I think that they needed something in 96 and 98 to keep them busy and keep the relevance there. And, every fucking year we got a Bone project of some kind. 94 Creepin', 95 Eternal, 96 Mo Thug, 97 Art of War, 98 Mo Thug, 99 Krayzie Bone. So it just kept them relevant all the time because I think back then, we didn't have the internet. It was unsafe to take a year off, especially if you were booming.
Right.
Not to mention 97, they I think Poetic Hustlers and Too True was around the same time as Art of War.
Yeah, right. For sure.
So there was a lot of music, but I do know there was some fans that jumped off the ship once they dropped Family Scripture. They just, when people wanted Bone Thugs and Harmony, they wanted Bone Thugs.
But why though? My question will be like,
I think the reason why I think some people had jumped off around that time, I would think I know a lot of people had went to No Limit. Y'all remember back in those times when No Limit was coming out? A lot of people No Limit came out. Everybody was a No Limit soldier, man. And you know what I'm saying? It got real crazy, So
at least where we was at, it was.
Yeah, a lot of people became No Limit soldiers, and then you got Cash Money coming out.
And then don't forget 3-6 still was
3-6 was coming out. World Domination came out. Yeah
3-6 was heavy when we was coming up.
When you think about it though, everybody was doing the same thing. It just wasn't compilation, but No Limit was pulling out. A lot of cats was coming out No Limit. All the Kimps was doing the same thing, basically. The only difference is Bone was the compilation. It wasn't, a solo act.
Well, I remember Master P got a P and Bone, and we gonna be here till we dead. That was a real popular song in the
Yeah.
Cliff, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. Back when I remember Cass was playing that song like it was.
We gotta stop. I think we need to stop rating about like when we say stuff like that, like it was tight in the Cliff. The Cliff's not a big place, bro. And so just because we were listening to something in the Cliff, that is like the smallest liquid drop on the map of the rest of the country of where they're playing shit.
But we live in that.
And I love Raccoon.
Yeah, I don't.
But we live.
I
It's
mean,
not
I
that,
get
bro.
where that
You're
came
just
from.
thinking small, man. We lived in a region where we lived near
I
Tennessee and 3-6 Mafia, bro. We lived near 3-6 Mafia.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Exclude
Everybody
yourself from the
we lived
festivities.
we lived near Tennessee, bro. Like,
Yeah, that didn't make no.
Really
you really couldn't. I wish you would have said that back then.
You already know. He'd have got toe up. Said that.
Would have said that back then.
And whooped your ass.
What are we doing this for?
Everybody would have whooped your ass. Listen, 3-6. Listen, because we from Kentucky. Listen, at one point 3-6 was life. 3-6. Everybody.
Yeah.
I didn't give a damn what.
Bro, I wish you would say that crazy
answer. And they weren't just bumping 3-6. They bumping Tommy Wright, Player Partners, DJ Squeaky. Anything coming out of Memphis, Gangsta Black, Player Fly, like it was anything coming out of Memphis. You couldn't have said that without.
Who cares? None of that shit was out to the rest of the country.
But that's what I say. It's regional, bro. Because you're talking from a spot where we got the internet. We didn't have that, broski. We didn't like you think them cats in. We didn't get to hear screw music until it started popping. They've been hearing screw music down there.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
And you, my dear boy, you didn't listen to East Coast till you went to New York. Because I can clearly remember seeing DJ.
Talk
Premier.
about it, Jay.
You know who DJ Premier
That nigga hated New York music. What are you talking about?
Wow. Not Grim.
Yes, he did.
Like, well, because we was in the Cliff, we were small-minded. No, bro.
No, that was you.
You definitely did not know who none of those New York rappers were. And
the birth course of hip hop.
Yeah, Grim did this during the 90s. That was Grim all day.
Wow.
That was Grim. West V, baby.
Look. Now his camera don't work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now Jadakiss the best thing since sliced bread, man.
Yeah, Jadakiss the best thing since white bread. What the hell, Jadakiss?
Yeah, man.
Yo, that was a tight.
99% of the rappers in the game are not fucking with Jadakiss.
I mean, we glad you feel that way. You was influenced when you went to the city.
You feel that way.
You know what I'm saying? You know, but Grim was not always thinking that, y'all. Grim was not always thinking that. You know?
But you know, there's a lot of cats that's a lyrical geniuses. They just ain't never been on Front Street. They never, you know, their opportunities just never, you know what I mean?
Not the Bronx, Brooklyn, man, Brooklyn. But you know, I was actually born in Manhattan, bro.
He said anything from the Bronx.
But listen. The hospital I was born in was Manhattan, but I lived in Brooklyn. Let's not do that.
Hey, the Bronx is tight. Shout out to the Bronx.
No, the Bronx ain't tight. No, the Bronx ain't tight.
Yeah, I like it.
Listen, it ain't.
The Bronx side, I was messing with a chick from the Bronx. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I said, man, there go DJ Premier. He
but
said,
see,
who?
But Casino, hold on. Casino, you can speak Spanish though, right?
Nah.
Oh, you can't speak Spanish? Okay.
Well, everybody think, you know what I'm saying? You like the third person who my ex said the same thing. She thought I was Dominican. I'm Haitian. I don't speak Spanish. Her mama thought that too.
You got a wild,
that's crazy.
Wild accent, bro. Yeah. See,
I sound Dominican.
Yeah, the way you talking, they definitely, you know what I'm saying? They're not gonna question you. But in the Bronx, I mean, listen, there's some places in the Bronx you can go, but there's definitely some places we went in the Bronx. Jay and Grim, I don't know why they don't remember, but I guess when somebody calls me out my name, I don't give a damn how far you are. I'm always gonna remember that. You know what I'm saying? We just walking down the street. Like, go home.
3-6. Yeah. See, even in the city, bro, 3-6 wasn't as big as it was where we was at. At the time, No Limit was real big in the city, bro. They was like, if you was down south when No Limit was popping, bro, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like they ruled the South, bro. Like they was it in the South. You know what I'm saying? Really big. To where it
They
was
had a
lot of platinum MCs on that
long
label,
way.
and they was still going gold and platinum.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Hit King says
3-6 was real heavy though when we was coming up.
Hit King says Project Pat set it off here for 3-6. He said it was Project Pat. Casino on that Creole tip. Laugh out loud. Pause. That's what it is.
Oh man.
Low key says, hold up. I knew something was up with Keefy. You said too many questionable things about the South. Yeah, I don't be wearing this New York hat for no reason, bro. I'm just keeping it up. Listen, don't get it twisted. I love the South. That's where my people come from, GA, bro, and South Carolina. Let's not get it twisted. T-Town says lyrical genius, but can't make quality record. Cannabis is one of them. Now, facts. Cecil says phone died. Sorry to hijack the show. Nah, bro, shout out, bro.
You good, man?
Yo, you good?
Hey, we had more questions. You know what I'm saying? This is about to be your interview, bro. Straight up. You want to have me change the thumbnail on this mug, but hey, nah, that was dope. Big Dog came in and was answering questions, man. Hey, shout out. And
but like he was saying, man, people like Soulja Boy who do the dissing, because I'm noticing that's starting to be a big thing now. Not with just Game. Game is another one who does that real big. But I was telling you, I seen Gunplay. And they asked him, they was like, bro, you know, he even said it himself. He was just too loyal to he was just too loyal to what's that nigga name? Rick Ross.
Yeah.
And Tony Yayo even said, look, he said, because of your loyalty, man, come on our show and talk about it, bro. He said, the world needed, we need you to come on here and talk about it.
Come on Tony Yayo show.
Yeah, come on the Tony Yayo show.
He told Tony Yayo.
Hire him.
No, he told Rick Ross to come on Tony Yayo show.
No, he told Gunplay to come on Tony Yayo.
Oh,
Gunplay's complaining about Rick Ross. Rick Ross is dissing Gunplay now. Talking about, nigga, I ain't mess up your career. Kind of like what's going on with the Lazy Bone and the Soulja Boy situation.
Okay, Beyond the Harmony. Because hold on, Jay. Beyond the Harmony, Cecil says, let's get one in. Hang on. Let's get one in the evening when I can settle in and come on with my home setup and not a phone. I'm game. Hey, let us know.
Oh man.
Let us know. Let's do that.
Shoot.
And I hope I hope Lazy Bone chimes in that day too, because we got some answers for you, Lazy Bone.
Yeah, Lazy Bone chime in. I'm gonna let you know. Hey, I got a million questions and some ideas. No, I'm telling you right now, I really ain't playing though.
We got some album cover ideas.
Nah. I got the whole setup, bro. Videos and everything.
What's the next live gonna be about? That's a good question.
Okay, so hold on. So Friday, 7 o'clock casino, right? Friday, 7 o'clock.
Yeah, Friday, the 29th.
Okay, Friday. Oh, the 29th was it?
Yeah, because I'm gonna be on the road for a while.
Okay, so not this Friday, next Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, next Friday.
Is that Gemini?
Good.
Yeah, that's gonna be Gemini.
Okay, casino's doing Gemini. No, so are you doing one Tuesday, the 26th, casino?
Nah, I'm fully booked.
So on Casino's Corner on his show, he's gonna be reviewing Gemini.
The Gemini
on the
Good
Friday,
versus Evil.
7 o'clock at night.
Good versus
us Monday. Let's talk about it. What we doing next, fellas? What we doing next? Did y'all say Project Pat put 3 6 on. I'm from Florida and heard 3 6 before Project Pat. No, I think Hit King was saying up in Cincinnati, Project Pat put 3 6 on. Everybody was banging that Project Pat.
No, he was saying they heard of 3 6, but it wasn't popular, and they really wasn't bumping nobody until like Project Pat dropped. That was like the main cat they was bumping out of there. Like they heard of 3 6, but they wasn't jigging with him like that until Project Pat popped out. Now I heard of Project Pat way before 3 6. He was with what was they called? Project Players. It wasn't Project Players. What was they called? Killer Clan Kazi.
Right.
When he was with Killer Clan Kazi. Yeah,
Riz says my guy
Gunplay gave
Ross a watch.
Yeah, watch while Ross was in the bed, shirtless. Oh wow, I didn't know that.
And you know, 3 6 became a big name with all that beefing with Bone shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shout out to Cecil. He said I was supposed to call Lazy an hour ago. He said he's supposed to call Lazy an hour ago. He got caught up talking. Hey, shout out, bro. Can't miss that call, brother. Hey, we will set something up where we can all chat and everybody can chat with you, man. Because I think it's super dope that you chiming in. You know what I'm saying? Big dog coming down from off the throne.
Information was up to snuff.
Hell yeah, it was up to snuff.
Definitely.
Yeah, man.
You know, hey, school was in session. Rick says low key road nights is nice. Hit King says right, Jay. That's what I was saying. Okay, Jay, you had it.
Yeah,
you had on spot.
Yeah, Project Pat had a name.
It was like that in Louisville too. Where we from? Like Louisville was like that. Yeah, they messed with 3 6, but they wasn't on it like we was on it. We was on it. Like 3
we was on it tough.
Was
man on it tough. Devil's Playground. We listened to all that. I'm talking about we was on it tough. We was on some other stuff. I would say this: the side counties, what they call where we from, side county is considered country. BFE, bumfuck Egypt. All them out there was definitely on the 3 6 wide by 3 6 wave. Even though Limit was too, we was on that too. But we was definitely on that 3 6 wave, bro. I know at least me and my cats was. We definitely was. We was on it tough. We was on it tough though. Rick says we trippy, man. Yeah, no, we was definitely on that on that vibe. Yeah, but look, hey, shout out to if DJ Murder Mo's still in the chat. If DJ Murder Mo's still in the chat, listen, when we get a chance, we will ask Cecil and the squad about your tour. Because y'all, DJ Murder Mo didn't even get to finish his tour with us, bro. He said he still had maybe an hour more to go to show us of the Bone collection. And that's, man, if y'all didn't watch that episode, it's sick, bro. It's sick.
You gotta find another time to do a part 2. It'll be, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. A part 2 with us, I think we will be grateful for. But if you can get to Beyond the Harmony, show that joint, come on, bro. That collection is crazy, bro. That collection is crazy, man. Homie got 2 and 3 of everything. Got the vinyl, the tape cassette, and the CD. The DVD.
He got more Faces of Death tapes than I didn't even know they had that many Faces of Death albums out.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
that was official release.
I wonder.
All going to Stewart.
No, it's not Stewart. It's Kermit.
All going to Kermit.
Yeah, I wonder if he's seen all those. If Lazy Bone seen all those Faces of Death, what would he say? He's like, he probably tell you, yeah, and go come buy 6 more from me. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? I'm wondering why. You know how like after 7 years you could go in and re-record. It's a little loophole, and everybody start.
So this is what I'm saying. Is that Faces of Death? Did they record that? So is that what Lazy Bone and them did? Did they re-record Faces of Death?
No, that's what I'm saying. Why don't they? You know what I'm saying? Why don't? Because after the 7 year now, or it's been well than 7 years. Why don't they go in and re-record it?
No, I think they did. I think that's what they did. Because the quality wasn't that good on Faces of Death either. The quality, was not
that was straight sound. That sounded like my first. That sounded like the underground, just straight underground. You know what I'm saying? Like technology grew. I know I seen on YouTube that some people got like remastered
Yeah.
But I never seen anything where they went in and re-recorded. That might be kind of hard if the beats is still in that same camp. You know what I mean? Because you gotta be able to get your hands on the beats and re-record everything.
Yeah. Riz says Casino has to do with regaining the masters. Hey y'all. So hang on. Let's look and see what album we looking at, man. What album are we looking at for Bone, man?
I partially
Cause I got
listened to that
Krayzie
Gemini a little bit the other
Bizzy
day.
Bone, my brother named Flesh, and we can get it on. Flow.
What you say, Grim?
It was all right.
He said-
I said I partially listened to that Gemini a little bit the other day.
Yeah, I don't want to hear partial, man. I want to hear some repeat. Yeah.
He said,
Well, no, hey, listen. By the time you have your podcast, you said it's going to be on the 29th, right?
Yeah, on the 29th.
By the time you have your podcast, I should be done listening to the whole Gemini. So I listened to about half of it.
See, my bad.
So they got
We on.
They got Bone Thugs, they got Bone Brothers, and then they got Thug Brothers. I want to listen to one of these Bone Brothers.
Bone.
No, Bone Thugs.
That's Lazy Bone and Bizzy Bone, ain't it?
No, yeah.
It's
Bone Thugs.
And they ball headed.
Yeah, the Bone Brothers and Thug Brothers be like with the Outlaws when they do like with the Outlaws. That'd be like the Thug Brother.
What y'all think about Still Creeping on the Come Up?
Yeah, the Tupac. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. They got a like a project like the. Go ahead, Keith.
Jimmy says Lazy Bone said he could have went to Def Jam or Sony, but out of love for Eazy, he released El Burner on Ruthless. Yeah, that's probably. I think that's where I got it mixed up. Jimmy, he's talking about his album. You might be right. I think I got that mixed up on that interview. Low Key says Casino Gemini has.
Come on,
bro. He never let me get through with it. I try to sneak that in there, bro.
Yo,
doing that shit. You gotta watch.
Listen, man.
Bogus ass shit up here.
Look, man. Last night, man, Low Key wasn't showing no love, bro. he got probably like 2-3 tracks he let slide, but yo, damn near everything was a skip, bro.
Okay, DJ Murdermo said it's four of the Bone Brothers. Yeah, that's why I said let's do Bone Thugs.
4 of the Bone Brothers.
On the come up. Let me know what y'all think about Still Creeping on the Come Up. Hit King says I like the first Bone Brothers slept on album. So y'all want to do Bone Brothers, not Bone Thugs?
Yeah, I got that's got some jams on it, man. That first Bone Brothers.
Still Creeping had a couple of good songs. Hit King laughing. So we talking about Bone Brothers. Let's go to the first Bone Brothers.
Yeah, you ain't never listened to that?
Man, I've skimmed through it, but at a certain point in time in my life, I stopped listening to rap. This is around the time where I stopped listening to rap just altogether, bro. Like I was done. Y'all gotta understand.
Yeah,
but when I stopped rapping, I was when I gave it up, bro. I was pissed, bro. I ain't gonna lie. The end of me rapping, I was hot. I was upset because I was giving it up and I didn't want to give it up. I didn't want to give it up, but it was just like I threw too much money in it, and my squad wasn't kicking in no ducats. We had people out there slanging, we had computers go down and motherfuckers play broke when that computer goes down, motherfuckers broke as hell, huh?
Yeah, join the club, man.
Yeah, nigga be serving the hell out of everybody. Be like, hey man, the studio down, bro. He be like, damn, G, damn, G, that's fucked up. But look, when the studio up, bright and early, Keith, get your ass up. Get your ass in the studio. Warm that bitch up. Here I come. But as soon as that bitch goes down, man, not a dollar.
It be like that, man. I tell jokers all the time. I tell jokers all the time. I could have the money that I spent on the studio and all that. I could have bought like 2 houses. I spent
Come
like 2
on.
down payments.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And
Cash
they don't
gonna
know
be able to.
how hard you just working and working and working, and then for them to come over the next day to hear your stuff, you waking up in the early in the morning thinking that they gonna like the shit. You hit the play button, they like, man, what did you do? Like, man,
Bruh.
I didn't want it to sound like that, and I'm like, motherfucker.
But I remember Cash used to like people outside of camp, they always used to try like negotiate on the prices. And I'm like, bro, I didn't get to negotiate on the equipment. I don't get to negotiate on the light bill. You know what I mean?
People they don't care, bro. So
Word.
what Bone Brothers do y'all want to do? Which one?
Do the first one. That's the one I remember out of all of them. I gotta go back and listen to them again. Oh, thank you.
I haven't heard none of them or know of any of them. So whichever one.
This one, the first one with Bizzy and Lazy, Bone Brothers.
Okay, we can do that one.
It's just called Bone Brothers. Yeah, that's when Bizzy was Tupac in it. Now that's a real Tupac. Jay.
Yeah. They got Treach on there too.
It on that Monterage or whatever else.
Mantra?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And y'all say I don't speak English. Y'all say I speak Spanish. He's joking right here. Don't speak period. Oh, matter of fact, I keep forgetting, Jay. That one episode. That one episode, you was like, if I remember MC Brains, bro, yeah. I keep forgetting to bring it up, bro. Yo, I was checked out. You didn't catch up to me till like a day or two later that you was talking to me.
Oh,
and then I'm like, he wasn't talking to me, so I went back and watched the episode. I was like, oh shit, Jay was talking to me that whole time. My bad, bro. I was
yeah. Shout out to Hit King. Hit King says Certified G's album is official. Forgot to bring that up. Fact, but it's Classified G's. Rick, Classified G's. We did a review on it and it dropped yesterday. If y'all haven't watched the review, go watch the review. Y'all go check out Rick the Ripper's music. Crisis the Future, that's his partner. Even he comes in the chat sometimes too. Y'all go check out the review. Go check out his music. He has a 5-song EP. So listen, it's tight. Just go listen to it. You don't take my word for it. Rick be in his chat. Hey, and y'all want to hear a dude that sounds pretty similar to Krayzie Bone without trying? Just listen to it, bro. And y'all gonna see we not bullshitting. We not bullshitting.
Yeah, we was talking about that too yesterday. We shared the link for the chat. That project is real tight, man.
Yeah, let me
So have you heard of do you remember MC Brains Casino?
Like very lightly. But that day, man, I just checked out. Huh?
I said, am I the only nigga that remembers that nigga? Oochie coochie la la la, oochie coochie. MC
I think you the only one that care about him, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't nobody care about him.
Yeah, chill, because
that's the song that beat out your favorite group, Bone Thugs. That didn't sell more than DMX. Oochie coochie, oochie coochie.
I ain't lie. But how many times he did that though? That's what counts.
Man,
you know what I mean?
I ain't gonna front. That was a shocker for me, man. I love DMX. I love DMX too. That's my guy, man. But that right there was a shocker, bro. I'm not gonna front. Like,
I'm not really surprised. I seen that nigga do a show and make a whole crowd from up come down. He wasn't nowhere near these niggas. This is like one person reached out to grab him, then the whole damn tier fell. I was like, damn. And he had some hella prayers too after the shows. Shit, you wasn't beating that. Crossroads ain't beating them prayers. Ain't gonna do it.
Low Key says, Jay, this ain't gonna be like the mantra.
Which the
uh,
Bone Brothers?
Classified, my bad. My spell check
No,
did
the
that laugh out
Mantra's
loud.
good. The Mantra's a good album. It's better
Dave
than War of the
Carter,
Roses.
welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
Hey,
Well, what up? What
what
up?
up? The Mantra is better than War of the Roses, and it was better than that other Bizzy Bone
Heaven's
album
Movie?
we listened to.
Yo,
It-
Nick says, "What's
man.
good, Casino?"
That's a good one.
Yo, what's good? What's good, bro?
I don't know. It's neck and neck with Heaven's Movie. It definitely is neck and neck with Heaven's Movie, bro. If you know what, F it. I'm gonna give the Mantra over Heaven's Movie. Just
Well,
just
it
off
should.
that Midwestern Django alone, he killed that, bro.
Okay.
I hope it should be getting better because over time he should be getting better, not worse. So I could see how you said it's better than Heaven's Movie.
Yo,
Yeah, it definitely was, bro.
hold on. We about to wrap this up, man. Hold up. Hey, if y'all hate,
I love hip
subscribe.
hop, so you know
Please
who it
subscribe
is.
to the channel.
Yeah, DJ.
Subscribe to the channel, like, subscribe, and check out Classified G's, man. Here go the link. Classified G's, man. Go check them out, man.
Classified G's.
They got their EP out, man. It's pretty dope. Like and subscribe, man. Dave Carter says, y'all see Mo Thug, Soldier Boy, and Lazy Bone going at it, man. That's y'all next topic. We need to figure out if Mo Thug got paid or robbed. Oh, who's with that topic?
Oh,
Who's
Yo.
with that topic? I hope Lazy
Caesar
pull up
was
too.
just talking about that too.
Yeah. So are they going at it right now? Is this a right now thing?
I think they are, bro. I told you,
they've been. That's been years. They've been. Soldier Boy started showing his face on a Facebook and all that, and that's the whole time he made that song talking about fuck Bone and all this. And they had some thug line. Bone said when they see like Too True, some of the most thug people back in Cleveland, it's all cordial. But but Soldier Boy was the dude who was like F Bone. So and I forgot the dude name, but somebody from Thug Line was talking about Krayzie Bone's hairline and all that. Yeah, they was going at them boys for a while, man.
I mean, he's older, man. What you think, man? What you think I wear this hat for? I look like Jay. You know what I mean? Worse. You know what I'm saying? What you thinking? Man, we
nigga, I look like Tupac. What you talking about? You don't look like me.
Nigga, you Floyd Mayweather. Zoom in on this nigga Floyd.
Facts.
Look at this nigga. Look at this nigga Floyd Mayweather.
I ain't never want to say it, but Jay, he got you on that, bro.
Hey.
Nah, hell no, I'm on Tupac Casino. Don't listen to that nigga. I just lost my bandana. I don't know why I did.
Hey, Riz says, y'all want a DMX shocker? Go listen to Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer by DMX. Nah, I heard it. It's tough. I heard, like I said, I'm a DMX fan, bro.
This nigga said Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah, hey, it was tough. Yeah. Yeah, the mantra is gonna have you spoiled, Jay. Going back to Bone Brothers is a major setback. Hey, bro, don't try to give that nigga the parachute. Let that nigga crash land. You know what I'm saying? Let him find out for himself. And run dead smack into the wall. You know what I'm saying? Full speed, nigga. Don't try to pad the landing. You know what I'm saying?
But you see, like the Bone Brothers projects, you gotta be like when they do something outside of Bone. All right, cool. When they do something outside of Bone, people still looking for Bone. Right. Them dudes, they go through like so many different avenues of music. They tell you they listen to everything and not just rap and R&B. They listen to rock and roll and this and that. So when people hear like the Krayzie Bone and Bizzy Bone project, the Bone Brothers, stop looking for Bone. Right, they expressing something outside of the group, so that may be the reason why people don't like those projects. You know what I mean? And they don't give them like the fair shot for what it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
David Carter says, go check it out. he going in on Lazy, telling him what it is. Dang. Hickman says, a good topic. It don't have to be next, but the struggle of a Bone fan, the hate and the fights we got into over Bone haters. No, facts. So let me read that again. Hold up. A good topic. It don't have to be next, but the struggle of a Bone fan, the hate and the fights we got into over Bone haters. Now that's facts, man.
Remember somebody who was that? Who was saying they got into a lot of fights? My man down there in South Kakalaki.
I thought it was a nigga in New York too. It was a nigga from New York too said that shit. He said New York wasn't feeling.
Yeah,
So
he's down in Carolina though.
Oh, okay,
He's from New York, but he's down in Carolinas.
So is it King Gemma? King Gemma is Soulja Boy.
Soulja Boy, yeah. He be on Facebook under that alias.
Oh,
they got to stop looking for the main artist when they do these compilations. No, that's facts. That's factual. Now Casino trying to provide the parachute for Bone.
Hey, I just keep it how it is, man. I ain't even pay low key no mind, bro. Cause low key, man, I tell you, give him a shovel because he digging everybody's graves, man.
Besides the mantra,
knack for that, not paying nobody no mind. Casino, me mentioning that MC Brains thing again.
Yeah. But, hey, y'all do us a favor, man. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and shout out to Beyond the Harmony Cecil for tapping in with us, man. Cause it's crazy.
My bad. I was having a grim moment that day. I wasn't smoking nothing, but I look ridiculous on that clip. I was looking like Grim right now.
and check out the pack too, man. Check out our pack, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that.
We got different flavors, annihilators. East 99 versus the Art of War, or top 5 Bone songs. Okay.
Candy rappers.
All right, fellas.
East 95.
Okay, we got Bone Brothers. Y'all take it easy. Hey, we out, man. We appreciate everybody.
All right, fellas. Peace.
Like always.